That's what the link that I've updated is. As you can see, we're loaded in, by the way, on Dune Trenches. This is the map that a Team Liquid person made. This was a recommended map for me to add. This is the only map in this tournament that is not in the ladder pool. But yeah, Team Try Again on the left side, we have Erik and Ghost. And Team, I don't know, Team Bay. We'll call them Team Bay because these two are my bays. We've got Bales in the top right and Moosegills. Shout out to Moosegills for being a subscriber of my Twitch channel, which never hurts your chances with getting a date with me, for those of you interested. And yeah, but basically, as we get started with this game, as we said, Zerg versus Zerg Terran. Drone Scout going out for Erik. Just want to say once again to give a, if you guys like this, if you like the idea of tournaments like this happening, you know, maybe something like eventually Archon mode tournaments, things like that. This is the kind of stuff that the Kappa Star League really likes. This is the kind of stuff we really like to push in the StarCraft scene. So if you're interested in this, give a shout out on Twitter to @TingFTW. Another SCV being brought down to defend this, as he's going for a pretty quick wall at the base of his ramp. Maybe he just wants to take this expansion. But outside of that, you can also go to ksl.ting.com to sign up. You can get a free $25 credit. For those of you wondering, I basically had a Ting line before I was moving around, basically. And it only, barely using it on like a month where I didn't use the line at all. It's pretty much like, it's like $6 or $7 just for not using it. So, like, just to have the line open to receive calls or texts or whatever, it's quite cheap. So, definitely worth checking out. And like I said, if you refresh the page, I fixed the link to fill out a form, and they'll just send you a SIM card that you can pop into close to any phone that works in the United States. Pretty much any phone that you have that's unlocked would be able to at least go for a test drive on it, and you can just test the service. Use the ksl.ting.com link to get your credit for it, and then you basically just get to try the service for free to determine whether or not it's right for you. So and of course I'm going to keep mentioning them as they are the sponsor behind this. These guys are more than willing to keep things going if you guys are interested, and just seems like a pretty good market for people that probably, you know, like me, like to sit inside, play games, don't use your phone too much of a crazy amount. But this map is very interesting. Bales has gone for a super fast wall at the base of this ramp to lock this expansion down, and at the same time is building a bunker in this little crotch spot, which is quite difficult because he can actually repair this from the other side with his SCV. And now these Marines gonna run in, and oh my god, Bales could actually just deny this base. So the hatch first of Ghost being shut down so far. He's gonna try to run another Marine. Now, these Lings really need to catch the next Marine that's coming across, because if Bale gets 2 Marines in this bunker, all hell's gonna break loose, and Erik realizes that. Erik and Ghost. I love this, though. They both have the different Zergling skins. You really get to see the best of both worlds when you're playing 2v2. And this drone scat coming home. But Bale's just being annoying in general, because he's forced out a lot of Lings from the opposing team to actually try to do anything about this. There's the salvage. Pop some Marine behind there, and force out a ton of Zerglings to the opponent. Now, meanwhile, Moosegills did build some Lings. Bale's going to bring his Marines home. But the nice part about this for Bales is that he already has a wall set up. Here's the big kicker, though. Ooh, we've got Baneling Nest coming in for Moosegills. This is going to be very important, as there are quite a few Lings. But it doesn't seem like there's any potential for Erik or Ghost to punish what Moosegills and Bales have done. There's no Baneling Nest for either of them. And Baneling Nest is just now starting for Erik. So they've got a solid, you know, basically 90 seconds before they'd have to worry about Banelings. And by then, Moosegills will have his natural running. He'll have a very nice position, and Moosegills will also have Banelings on his own. So also want to give a big shout out to everybody tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy 2 versus 2. If you have any issues with anything, just feel free to tweet at me at Nathanius TV, as reading chat's going to be a bit difficult, adminning the games and making sure that everything's running smoothly. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this Friday afternoon, I guess, if you are an American. And Ghost, just kind of running these things around. Moosegills has a few speedlings. I guess he just wants to scout, but the scout's going to be denied. Moosegills wants to know. He's like, what are these guys up to? They have no idea. And Ghost isn't doing anything super crazy. Not crazy at all. In fact, he has not even yet started a lair. Erik has his lair on the way. And Erik is the player that's in the safe position because he has these 2 expansions on the high ground, whereas Moosegills has the safe expansion for these guys. But I think with the way that this wall is set up, not needing to build creep definitely gives you an advantageous position, because this is actually such a sick way to lock this base down early on. In case you guys missed it at the start of this game, Bales built his first depot and the barracks pretty much right here. So it was it's pretty cute. Pretty cute. Erik and Ghost both sitting on just Ling Tech. +1 melee started up for Erik. And we have a pretty quick spire out of Moosegills. His lair was the first done of all the Zerg players in this game. So definitely a decent position to be in, as he has full map control for quite a while once the Mutalisks come out. It doesn't seem like either of these guys are going to be going into Mutas. Like melee for Erik says, okay, some Zergling play, but you actually need those upgrades to play versus the Terran. And I think this is cool because this allows him to snipe Banelings too, that you would try to use to kill the Marines. Because really, if the Terran player gets to fight maxed out with Marines, he could almost kill 200 supply, you know, or both players' supply of just pure Lings, right? That's what the Mutas can just pick off Banelings so nicely. Now Moosegills is going to try for a 3rd base. Zerglings for Erik and, yeah, Zerglings for Erik on the right side. There's some Banelings being made here to help defend against this. Does he know about this expansion? I don't think so. But he's going to start to scout. This Ling's going to be like, a hatchery. I see. So maybe Erik goes for a denial, but Moosegills has plenty of Lings to pick off that one. And this Overlord for Moosegills is very well placed. Oh! Manual detonation picks off a solid 6 or 7. That was actually pretty cool. Here comes Moosegills' forces, the rest of them moving down across the map. He's going to position himself on this base. There's actually no Banelings ready for Erik. Are there any Banelings on the map? Yes. Okay, Erik has a few more Banelings coming in, but he needs to be so careful. Okay, focuses down one Baneling. He's going to try to trade. Oh, nice trade actually from Erik, but there's still a few Banelings left. The Roaches for Ghost are going to put an end to this. He's like, no, back it up. The real question is Ghost going to try his luck and see if he can actually shut down this 3rd base? Where's Moosegills? Okay, Moosegills Mutas are out now. Bales, you might need to bring your Marines over. I guess the Overlord knows the positioning of the Roaches. So if Ghost moves his Roaches over to that base, then I think you definitely need to bring the bio over to defend. It'd probably be the only way that you could really hold on against this, right? So Baneling speed's going to finish up soon for Erik. Erik seems to be the guy that likes Ling Bane. Ghost seems to be the guy that likes Roaches. I can understand and see the utility for both of them pretty much throughout the entirety of the game, but I'll have to see. The Mutas are getting to work on this, and the Mutas should be looking for the Banelings. There are no Banelings here, but Bale's army really needs to get over here. He's sending out 2 medevacs to do a drop harass, but because of that, I don't think there's enough supply here to actually defend this 3rd. The 3rd base is going to be picked off. He should be able to pick off, you know, any Roaches that get left behind, but with that speed, they just get away. That's really frustrating. So the army for Bale's not in position to help defend against this. This Overseer is so fast. But here comes the double drop into the main base of Ghost. 2 medevacs full of Marines and Marauders. Absolutely nothing here to defend. He's going to snipe both building Spore Crawlers. Could even go for the lair. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's targeting down the lair. These units have such a far way to go. 4 Banelings are making their way up this ramp. But Bales is going to be able to pick off that and just lifts up, losing just, what, 2 Marines? He lost 2 Marines or a Marauder. I don't know. I'm not sure I care. He got a big value out of this this drop. And look at this. Drops behind. He's going to snag a few of these Mutas that we're trying to chase. Oh, you don't want to fight against Marines with Mutas. And look at this. Moosegills now has a superior Muta count, so he could just win a straight-up Muta fight. He's like, yeah, let's dance, man. Let's dance. I'm not scared of you. And he can actually deny the gold base. I think going for the gold base would be a really smart play while the Lings ravage this one. Oh, is he baiting him towards the Spore Crawler? He's not able to get there. Oh, that Spore actually does get a few shots off, so nice there. And Moosegills just uncontested on top of the gold base of the opposing team. Moosegills is really putting in some work. Erik and Ghost struggling to get over 100 supply. Bales comfortably at 125 and marching down the map with a ton of Marines. These Mutalisks force back. Another drop hitting the main base once again, picking up some of these drones, going to deny potentially even this spawning pool at this point. Now some Zerglings are going to go counterattack. Forces a cancel once again on Moosegills' 3rd, but he has Mutas to reestablish control. What he doesn't have is anything to deal with this Marine Marauder push. He's just going to run in and kill this hatchery. No big deal. And the Mutas, okay, they can't break this base because of the Spore Crawlers, but he catches the reinforcements. The Lings can deal with that. And he's just like, yeah, let's load up some medevac. Let's fight. You want to bring your Roaches over here? Well, I've got the Mutas from my teammate. These Roaches are going to swallow a lot of this. I feel like he could just lift up at this point. He's literally just trade, though, as the Zerglings should be able to pick off this gold base of Team Try Again. And try again they might have to, as this game seems to be slipping further and further out of their hands. The Mutalisks are just fighting head-to-head. There's a vastly superior Mutalist count for Moosegills, just parking straight on top of his opponent. Not enough here for Erik to actually hold this fight. Now, his gold base is actually still alive, waiting for the next bio push-out of Bales. He's got the slower army to actually finish this bad boy off, but Moosegills just giving chase. He's saying, your Mutalisks are done. This opens up a window, though. Ghost is going to come in once again to deny this third base. A ton of Lings are pouring over here, but these are 1-1 Roaches. Unupgraded Zerglings are not going to be particularly effective against these, and a really nice cleanup for Ghost. He's been really trying hard to deny that economy and keep the game even, and so far, because this gold base is alive, he's kind of been able to do that, but the trades have just been so good for the blue team, and he catches all the Roaches. These Lings don't need to be upgraded to body block, and that's exactly what they're going to do as these Mutas and Marines and Marauders start to wreck face. Only +1 attack, but, you know, with Stimmed Bio, that's really all you need. There's no Banelings to actually act as a deterrent. He's got the missile turret here. He's got the bunker with these Marines. Bills has his third base locked down. He's in an absolutely fantastic position, as these Roaches ain't gonna do nothing. Hydralisk transition from both of the red Zergs, but that's still going to be a really, really difficult fight to win. The Mutalisks no longer really need to engage this. He could try to deny that third base again if Bales. Moosegills. Moosegills takes a hatchery in the bottom right just to make sure that he can get some expansion up. I think he's kind of pissed off from having that third base denied so much. All the Mutas just find each other in the center of the map, and Moosegills is like, yeah, get wrecked. As his Mutas are, he's just got so much more from the way that this game is played out. Like, he can't lose a Muta fight, and this is where you'd think the Hydras are good, but there's actually not enough Hydralisks to do anything against this army. Like, I've played ZVZ, I've felt that pain, but a Doom drop going into the main base of Ghost. A ton of Marines and Marauders coming out. The Queen's immediately getting picked off. The reinforcements are coming in here, but there's no Baneling, so he can just fight against this. Like, Marine Marauder is good enough to just fight against this. There's no upgrades on the Hydralisks for Erik. The Hydras of Ghosts are 1-1, but Bales +2 is kicking in, and he is just going to go ham, slamming this down while at the same time Mutalisks in the opponent's base. GG's called by Ghost, GG by Erik. Moosegills and Bales will take the 2-0 and advance. And the Kappa Star